2 years since I was elected as Police and Crime Commissioner for my third term, and it's a huge privilege to again serve the people of Lancashire, deliver their priorities and make the county safer. It's been a busy year with a lot of change. The government announced their intention to move away from the Police and Crime Commissioner model, proposals around wider police reform and continuing conversations on regional devolution. Throughout this period, my office have stayed firmly committed to tackling crime, safeguarding the public and supporting Lancashire Constabulary to provide the best possible service. Over the last 2 years, I've made it a priority to improve the safety of women and girls across Lancashire. My county-wide survey showed that 93% of women changed their daily behaviour to avoid danger. We have tens of thousands of women and girls who were victim of violence, domestic abuse. My office has launched the Get the Message campaign, calling on men and boys to challenge harassment and harmful behaviours that make women feel unsafe. Nail Domestic Abuse is another new campaign working with beauty salons to spot signs of abuse and direct victims to help sooner. We also introduced the UK's first domestic abuse PCSO scheme, with 8 specially trained PCSOs providing dedicated support to victims and improving early intervention. And we will do everything we can to make sure that the protection is where it needs to be. Antisocial behaviour is the biggest issue that we face in Lancashire in terms of what gets reported to the police, what gets reported to me. Behaviour that can be really damaging to local communities. And one of the biggest of those has been the illegal and dangerous use of e-bike, e-scooters and off-road vehicles. On the ground, enforcement has been stepped up through Operation Centurion, a county-wide crackdown taking illegal vehicles off our streets. Another issue that has been brought to our attention more and more has been the issue of shoplifting and violence against shop workers. In the past, we've been told that people go into shops, they shoplift with impunity because they feel nothing will be done. Here in Lancashire, it absolutely will, through Operation Vulture, working closely with businesses to identify prolific shoplifters, increase patrols and ensure offenders face real consequences. To aid getting our response to retail crime right, I have brought senior business leaders together in a Safer Lancashire Business Partnership Board. Alongside enforcement, I've invested in prevention, using cash seized from criminals to fund community projects that divert young people away from crime, break cycles of offending and strengthen neighbourhood safety. And our investment in the policing estate is now delivering for the public. Pendle's new state-of-the-art police station opens in the spring and Chorley's new policing base will follow next year. The more that we can use our spending power to put into the local community, the more we all benefit. Tackling serious violent crime remains one of my biggest priorities. Over the past 2 years, we've continued to go after organised crime groups that cause the most harm. Through Operation Warrior, officers are disrupting gangs, seizing drugs and cash, and removing the weapons and criminal assets they rely on. But enforcement alone is not enough. That's why my Violence Reduction Network focuses on prevention and early intervention. By giving those young people a different path, we will create a better outcome for society, but most importantly, a better outcome for those young people themselves. We've also taken part in national weeks of action to tackle knife crime. In one recent campaign, more than 1,400 weapons were removed and around 15,000 young people were engaged through workshops and outreach. The combination of enforcement, prevention and partnership working is helping us reduce violence and protect communities across Lancashire. Rebuilding trust and confidence in policing is what underpins all our work. A central part of this is my accountability board, where I scrutinise police performance on behalf of the public. My office also oversees a range of independent panels and committees that help ensure policing in Lancashire is open, transparent and accountable. Both emergency and non-emergency calls and enquiries have shown a marked improvement following investment into the force control room. We're seeing increased confidence to report anonymously. The public are the police are the public. If you are building that trust and confidence and you've got the support of the public in delivering the services, then you really know that we're on the right path. Everything my office and I are doing is focused on one goal: making Lancashire safer. Despite the government's decision to move away from the PCC model, my commitment to Lancashire hasn't changed. I think the next 2 years will be a challenge for policing, it will be a challenge for local government, but I also think there are huge opportunities and we will be in a stronger, better position at the end of it than we've probably been ever since I've been involved in policing in Lancashire.